Hello everybody. Today is February the 1st, 2025. My name is Shelly. This is my channel about stitching and crafting. This is FlossTube number 137. And welcome. So we had our local in the northwest corner of Alabama where I live in the area called the Shoals. We have a slow stitching group that meets once a month. We're called Serenity Stitchers of the Shoals, and yeah, today was our meeting, and so I have all of my whips kind of gathered together, so I figured I'd do a video. I do have a couple of finishes that I got done since my last video, I believe. This is Seasons of the Heart Spring from the Blue Flower. This was in Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine a couple of years ago, the whole series over that year of issues. And I used her Call for DMC on my own hand-dyed linen. I did switch out the French knots. I did beads instead, because I really don't like French knots at all. Just hold it up with something behind it. So I've gotten this one and the autumn one done. I don't know if I'm gonna do all of them. I originally thought that I would, but I don't know if I don't know if I want to. So, and then I also got Owl Forest Embroideries Hummingbirds finished. This is on 36 count Ice Blue, I think is what it is, from Zweigart. And I did use Owl Forest's thread pack, and so it's just beautiful. I love it, love it, love it. Too cute. So yeah, so I got a couple of finishes since last video. This is just sort of where I wrote down what I wanted to stitch on in January, and so not a whole lot of projects got stitched on, so that means that I got a little bit more progress on each one. So and the seasons and the hummingbirds, those were both on my WhipGo board. So my WhipGo board this year, I chose pieces that are really close to finishes, and so my goal on each one is to get a finish. So I did get a finish in those, or on those. Let's see. I'm not gonna go in any kind of order. I'm just gonna show you what I stitched on the last month. And I did stitch a little bit on Songbird of Spring. This is a magazine design. And I stitched, let's see, I stitched 4 days and got 1,330 stitches on it. So I got a good, goodly amount done on the bird, and then started doing the flower down here. And this is an 18 count Ada that I just got from Hobby Lobby using the Called for DMCs. And one strand. Yeah, let's see, I don't know if anything else in this bag was stitched on besides this, which is a new start. I wasn't really planning on starting anything new, but there was someone that I follow on Instagram. I know her name is Ann, but I can't think of her but her account name. I'll put it down here below, but I think it's just Ann Makes Things, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, she posted that she was going to participate in a stitch along that's in the newest issue, started in the new issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. So this piece is called Nature's Journey, and You'll see from the picture, you know, but it's like each quadrant is a season. And so the first one that they did was spring. And so I stitched on this for 4 days, and I only got 854 stitches. So, you know, on that one I did 4 days and got 1330. This is a 46 count fabric, and so, yeah. So this is 46 count straw, and I'm using the called for DMCs. I don't know if I might change out this lighter green for something else. I'm not sure if it shows up well enough on the fabric, just when you're looking at it, you know, in real life. I mean, it's okay, but anyway, so I normally don't stitch on 46 count. The highest I normally go is 40. I really like 40. It's a good spot for me. You use one strand and you get good coverage. But there was a online cross stitch supply place that went out of business probably 18 months ago, I guess. And anyway, she had some really good deals on fabric, and so a lot of what she had left was higher counts, and so I said, I can do it. So it's just slower, you know, slower going. And I have my handy dandy magnifying light. So that was a new start. And that's all in that bag. Some of these bags might not have things that I worked on, but this is just sort of the ones that I have next to me in my stitching chair. So I did stitch on this piece today at our meeting, and I stitched on it last month also for BBD weekend sale. I'll stitch on it again tomorrow, but this is Rose Hip and Ivy. Rose Hips and Ivy. I think it's from their Sewing Club book. And this is a piece of 40 count Atomic Ranch fabric. I want to say it's vanilla cream, but I'm using my own over-dyed flosses on this piece. And so I did, let's see, what did I do? Last month I did 1 day and I got 280 stitches. So I pretty much did the basket. Filled in the basket. I'd already had the outline, but I filled in this basket. And that was all I did last month. Today I did these branches and these leaves, and then started these little bitty, I don't know what those are called, but the little bitty single stitches. This seems like it would be a really fast stitch, but it's going to be a drum, and so it's pretty long. You know, I thought, oh, I'm getting close to finish, and then I realized it goes on more. So I think that's all in that bag. Yes. I didn't stitch on Memories of the Past. That's what's in that bag. Didn't stitch on anything in that bag. I need to. I really hadn't cleared out my bags from last year, and so yeah, I need to go through them and clean them out and just put the ones that I'm working on in that month. So I did work some on 2 full coverage pieces. This one I hadn't stitched on in quite a while. This is one of the Shooting Stars from Carolyn Manning that I'm stitching 2/2 on 28 count. Using, using the call for DMCs. Out of the way. Now, I think when So Jan Hicks did a stitch along of Carolyn Manning designs. And so when I picked this one out, there wasn't a whole lot of shooting stars available, you know, like maybe 2 or 3 to choose from. Now there's a whole gazillion that she's done. And, you know, I kind of regret not doing one of those because a lot of them are just my colors. But I mean, I like this one too. So this is my first full coverage that I started. So yeah, I got a good bit done. I got, let's see, 3 days and 1,352 stitches in it. And then yesterday I kind of just had one day where I didn't have anything planned to stitch, and so I stitched on my Intricate Intimate Romance, and I got 514 stitches in it yesterday. So I got more of his face filled in is what I worked on yesterday. I don't like stitching on this even weave you know, if I'm gonna do gridded for full coverage, I'm gonna do Aida from now on. I don't like it. I don't know, the grid is not true to like my Aida one that I'm working on for Mini Hydrangea Garden Gate. You know, it's a true 10 squares in between, and this is just not, I don't know. I don't like stitching on it. But I kind of thought about yesterday when I was stitching on it, like maybe you should just go ahead and get some Aida and just restart it, but I really don't want to. And then I stitched some on Shane and Christine, just one day and 307 stitches. So I'm still working on number 7. And this is her ornaments from several years ago. And so I'm still working on the 7. I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't get a lot of stitches in it. I don't remember the reason or whatever, but this is a 28 count linen, and I'm using her called for flosses, except for the gold. I'm using Rainbow Gallery Treasure Braid. And let's see. So that was the only Christmas. For this month, I'm going to alternate my Christmas pieces. Basically going to do like Merry Monday type rotation, and I'll just do every other week. I'll stitch on the ornament, and then I'll stitch on the French one, the Christmas tree one. I don't think I stitched on that. Oh, I have another finish. I forgot about this one. So I finished the first one of triple play pillows from Hands On Design, the autumn. I got finished with the first one, and so I've got my piece cut out to start my second one. I want to have one of these going at all times. You know, and she's got all 4 seasons, so, and I have all 4 of them. And this is 40 count Cafe au Lait, I think. And so I'm using her DMC flosses, 1 strand, of course. So that was another finish I got done. I worked some on, I got 3 days on that piece, 655 stitches. And my sampler that I worked on this month is Newcastle Bouquet from Teresa Kogut. And I worked on it 5 days and got 1,468 stitches in it. So I started working on more of the leaves. I got some of the letters done. I did some, I want to say I did some when I'd have like leftover threads. I would go up here and work a little on the border. And this is a 36 count linen that I got off of Etsy from Devon. I'm using her call for flosses, which is a combination of DMC and Weeks. So all three of the cotton overdyes, you know, the Classic Colorworks, Weeks, and the Gentle Art. Okay. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Yep. So that's what I stitched on this month. So I did a little bit something a little bit different for my February. And I actually went through my notebook and like went through and did basically the form for the whole year for every month. So, you know, in January I did most of the categories that I have, but I want to try to do some stitching on each category that I have. And so, plus my whip goes, which is 2 calls in the month, and then my BBD, I will always work on BBD pattern the first weekend of every month, which is BBD Weekends Owl. So I want to work on my intricate intimate romance for my full coverage. I'm going to work on my 2 Christmas pieces. My sampler, I'm going to work on Rose Sampler this month. I'm going to do some more on the New Start Nature's Journey. I want to try to keep up with that. So Just Cross Stitch comes out every quarter, and so I have 3 months to do, you know, finish each little quadrant. So on that 46 count, I might not be able to keep up, but I'm going to try my darndest. I want to do a new start of one that was in Just Cross Stitch magazine. Again, this most recent issue, the spring issue, they had some really pretty pieces in this issue. And so one of them is called Procrastinating, and I really like that one. I think it'll be a quick stitch. And then I'm going to work on my start the next autumn piece from Triple Play. And so I actually don't have, so in February I didn't do my full range of categories. Like I don't have my spring, and I don't have, I have my Christmas pieces. I don't have craft related. I don't have prim/patriotic. But starting in March, I will pick pieces from each of my categories and give myself, if I want to do a new start. I won't necessarily do one every month, but I have that slotted, you know, where I can write it in if I want to. So that's my plan for February. I have done some diamond painting. I finished a piece that I started for Christmas. Last month I had some of my coworkers over and we diamond painted one Saturday afternoon for about 4 hours or so, 3 to 4 hours, and we're going to do it again next Saturday, the 8th. So if you live anywhere in the Northwest Alabama area and you would like to diamond paint, or if you want to bring, you know, like if you wanted to bring cross stitch to stitch, that's fine too, but we will be doing that here at my place. And so just, you know, reach out to me on social media and let me know if that's something that you're interested in, and I'll give you more information. I think that's it. Not really a whole lot going on life-wise. had been feeling bad, you know, between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so I haven't done any moving since Thanksgiving. And I was going to go last Friday, and then I had an eye doctor appointment. They dilated my eyes, and it took quite a while for it to go away. And then yesterday I had a massage appointment, and then I had mammogram. And so next Friday, hopefully, I will get back out there and get some stuff moved. I really want to try to make a push to get everything moved out by the end of March for sure. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Work has been crazy like always. Haven't really been doing any kind of quilting. I do, I have it on my list to get my daughters. I'm working on a hand quilting one for my daughter, my younger daughter. That was supposed to be for her 30th birthday, and she's turning 35 this year. So, but I need to get the next row of lines marked for me to hand quilt. And that's something that I can, you know, I don't have to like follow a pattern or anything with that. I could just do that when I don't have the mental capacity in the evenings when I get home from work. There are several days, you know, during the week where I maybe don't feel like cross-stitching. So I think that's all, guys. So I'm glad you were able to hang out with me for a little while. This was a short one, which is, it's good. I don't like when they go really long, you know, and I don't mean them to, but they just sort of do. I guess, you know, I didn't stitch on quite as many projects, so that always helps. I don't have quite as much to go through. But yeah, I don't know when I'll be back. Probably, you know, the first Saturday of next month when I'm coming home from Stitchers Group and I have everything kind of gathered together and getting ready to put it away for the next month. That's probably when I'll do my videos for now. So I will let you go and see you next time.